Hello, I'm Ariel with Lowell Observatory, and here's what's in the sky this January. There are a few visible planets this month. Jupiter and Saturn will both set in the very early evening, and by the end of the month, they'll both be essentially gone from the night sky. Venus transitions from the evening to morning part of the sky. For most of the month, it'll be too close to the sun to see, but towards the end of the month, you may be able to see it rise not long before sunrise in the eastern sky. Mercury will be at its farthest from the sun in the sky on January 7th. It will still be very difficult to spot, but if you have a perfectly clear horizon, you might be able to see it just above the western horizon during twilight just after sunset. Mars will remain visible just before sunrise in the eastern sky, moving from the constellation Ophiuchus to Sagittarius. For those with telescopes, Uranus and Neptune will remain visible. Uranus will be in the constellation Aries and will be well placed for most of the evening for the entire month. Neptune will be in the constellation Aquarius. It will be visible in the early evening throughout the month, but it will set earlier every night and set not long after sunset by the month's end. The new moon this month will be on January 2nd, and the full moon will be on January 17th. The year starts with a strong meteor shower, the Quadrantids. This shower will have a relatively narrow peak on the evening of January 3rd and the early morning of the 4th. We can expect anywhere between a few dozen to possibly over 100 shooting stars per hour. Quadrantids can be seen anywhere in the sky and will appear to radiate from the constellation Boötes, the herdsman. This year's Quadrantids peak just after a new moon, allowing those with dark skies to see many more meteors. The autumn constellations such as Cassiopeia, Perseus, and Andromeda are prominent in the early evening and set late at night. Cassiopeia opens up directly towards the North Star, Polaris, which is the brightest star of the constellation Ursa Minor, the Little Bear, also known as the Little Dipper. Going back to Cassiopeia, if you follow the line from it to Polaris in the opposite direction, you'll find Andromeda. The brightest stars in Andromeda are three medium brightness stars that form a wide angle in the sky. You can use the stars Navi and Rukba in Cassiopeia to find the constellation Perseus. The bright stars of winter are easily visible this month, and most of these stars make up a huge formation known as the winter hexagon or the winter circle. These stars are Capella in Auriga the Charioteer, Aldebaran in Taurus the Bull, Rigel in Orion the Hunter, Sirius in Canis Major, the Big Dog, Procyon in Canis Minor, the Little Dog, and Pollux and Gemini, the Twins. Those who are up a little later will see the beginnings of the spring sky. Ursa Major, the Great Bear, will be rising to the northeast later in the night. The famous Big Dipper is part of Ursa Major. The two stars on the edge of the Big Dipper's cup, opposite its handle, are often called the pointer stars, as they form a line almost straight to Polaris. Follow that line in the opposite direction to get to the constellation Leo the Lion, with its bright star Regulus. The January sky is full of objects that are beautiful and easy to find with binoculars or a small telescope. The gems of the autumn sky, the Andromeda Galaxy, and the Perseus double cluster are still up through most of the night. To find the Andromeda Galaxy, bisect the large angle of stars that form the brightest stars of Andromeda and go a short distance up. To find the double cluster, follow the line from Cassiopeia to Perseus until you're about halfway in between the two constellations. If you can find Orion's belt, look directly under it to find Orion's sword, and what appears to be the middle star of the sword is actually the Orion Nebula, the closest large star-forming region to us. Orion's belt also points in one direction almost directly to the Hyades and Pleiades, two of the closest open star clusters to us. You can follow the belt in the opposite direction to Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, which is also spectacular through binoculars or a telescope. This month's Deep Sky Challenge is M81 and M82, known as Bode's Galaxy and the Cigar Galaxy. These are two galaxies very close to each other that form the core of one of the closest galaxy clusters. M81's gravity appears to be creating a massive burst of star formation in M82. To find these two galaxies, find the stars Phecda and Dubhe. These are two diagonally opposed stars in the Dipper's cup. Follow the line that these stars make in the direction the cup opens, about the same distance that these two stars are apart. Stop just before you get to the fainter star, Alpheba. This will get you very close to the two galaxies. That's all for this month's Mars Hill Almanac, and until next time, happy stargazing.